Trump, family member, claimed attorney-client privilege in J6 case. One of Donald Trump's relatives has claimed attorney-client privilege in an effort to protect documents and communications in the January 6 case, according to a new legal filing by Special Counsel Jack Smith. Time equals 400 ms. greater than the document, which was filed Tuesday, states that at least 25 witnesses withheld information, communications, and documents based on assertions of the attorney-client privilege under circumstances where the privilege holder appears to be the defendant or his 2020 presidential campaign. These included co-conspirators, former campaign employees, the campaign itself, outside attorneys, a non-attorney intermediary, and even a family member of the defendant, according to Smith's filing. What the filing doesn't say is which Trump family member is involved in the legal spat, as Trump's lawyers and prosecutors jockey in advance of the March trial date. At least 25 witnesses including a Trump family member made an attorney-client privilege claim, according to Special Counsel Jack Smith's office. Only one of Trump's children, Tiffany, 29, is a lawyer, having graduated from Georgetown University Law School. Time equals 400 ms. greater than she isn't known to have testified to the grand jury for Smith's probe leading up to Trump's August indictment as part of a conspiracy linked to his election overturn effort. The filing doesn't state whether the family said they were an attorney, or perhaps were in possession of attorney-client work product. Ivanka Trump and her husband Jared Kushner were both reportedly subpoenaed to testify, The New York Times reported in February. Both were senior White House advisors to Trump. Both testified to the House January 6 committee. Kushner provided one of the hearing's memorable quotes, when asked by former Representative Liz Cheney, RYO, if he knew about instances when former White House counsel Pat Cipollone threatened to resign. Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner reportedly were subpoenaed by prosecutors in the January 6 case. Neither is an attorney. Tiffany Trump, is a lawyer. She is seen with Ivanka, Eric, and Donald Trump Jr. during the 2020 Republican National Convention during their father's acceptance speech. Like I said, my interest at that time was on trying to get as many pardons done. And I know that, he was always him and the team were always saying, oh, we're going to resign. We're not going to be here if this happens, if that happens. So I kind of took it up to just be whining. To be honest with you, he responded. Kushner was traveling in the Middle East on the day of the Capitol riot. Ivanka Trump in video testimony said she was in and out of the Oval Office on January 6. Her aide Julie Radford testified that Ivanka was upset when Trump called then Vice President Mike Pence an expletive. Smith's indictment describes Trump's efforts to pressure Pence to refuse to accept certified votes during the electoral count a key part of the alleged conspiracy. Trump calls the indictment and other charges against him a witch hunt. The purpose of the filing is for Smith's motion to be notified in advance of trial whether Trump's team plans to rely on an advice of counsel defense. Trump was advised during the effort by lawyers including Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, and John Eastman, who were each indicted in a separate case in Georgia. Smith's indictment says Trump privately called Powell's lawsuits crazy. Smith's team wants to know if plans to use the defense, and cite public comments by his lawyer John Lauro suggesting he might use it. Prosecutors want to know by December 18 as they prepare for trial. The filing was submitted by Smith and written by Senior Assistant Special Counsels Thomas Wyndham and Molly Gaston. The court should build an appropriate interval into the pretrial schedule to ensure that all disclosure, investigation, and litigation resulting from notice of the advice of counsel defense can be addressed and resolved in an orderly fashion, they wrote. The development came on a day when former Trump Organization exec Alan Weisselberg appeared in a Manhattan court where Trump and his company are facing a civil trial after a judge found fraud.